All right, guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Goals and Game Plans with Joe Smith Coleman. So, as you can see, I've added a couple of things, not done yet. If you needed to be able to see it, I am going to change this. Um, anyways, I am here to talk about the transfer portal and um, this weekend. So, I hope you guys are ready to watch and enjoy um, the conversation for tonight. I'm excited. I couldn't sleep. I've been battling getting my videos out all day. So I was like, just go live. Just do it. What the heck? All right. So, anyways, let's get right into it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and hit that notification bell and share this video. Okay. I am starting out new, starting out fresh, and I'm using YouTube as my platform. Of course, I also have TikTok, so you can always follow me on there. Um, I'm I'm on my road to 100, on my road to 1,000. I'm on my road. Okay, I just watched something to say, just get up and do it. Only you can stop you. So, what better way to have a little bit of motivation and get up and do it? All right. So enough chit chatting about me and what all I had going on. Let's get into this transfer portal, y'all. So, if you don't know, Miara O'Neal has committed to go play at the University of Kentucky. Miara O'Neal is Shaquille O'Neal's youngest child. And she decided to enter the transfer portal, leave Florida because they did get a new coach. Um, which we're going to talk about in a second. And she decides to go play for Kenny Brooks in the Kentucky Wildcats. I personally think that was the best move for her. If she wasn't going to go to like Texas A&M or go to, which is I didn't want her to, but go to LSU or Tennessee or Coach Yo. Um, I didn't see her going anywhere else. I highly doubt she was going to go to Tennessee just because they had all the negative that's in the media right now surrounding them, in their coaching staff, and just the uncertainty of where Lady Vols basketball is heading. Um, so I want to also say that LSU has gotten an international player. They have gotten their signee today. It was made official, and also what was made official, Kiyomi Miller. Um, she started out at Rucker, had all that stuff going on and all the negative vibes happening in the media. She went to Penn State. Penn State got a new coach. So um, she decided to enter the transfer portal, and now she's headed to Florida. Now, I personally think her going to play under Coach Reese is amazing. Um, her and so the coach at Florida now was in the backcourt with Don when they played at Virginia, the University of Virginia. So I think she's getting a really good coach. She was out in Rhode Island before. Um, I'm just glad to see her get an opportunity. She just got to hit the ground running with building her team and getting adjusted to South Carolina and not South Carolina, but the SEC. But she is gonna have to get used to South Carolina. Uh, going against Don Staley. I am yawning, but I'm sorry. I'm tired, but I need to push this content out. Also, um, big news this past week, Olivia Edwards, Big O is what I'm assuming they call her. She has um, committed to play for the University of South Carolina. Everybody had bad negative media saying, "Oh, she seemed so uninterested. She was bored. She wasn't having a good time on her visit." Well, obviously that was to deter you guys, and what you probably saw was just um her taking everything in, and 10-second clips don't determine how somebody actually truly feel. So I don't know what that was all about. But anyways, um yeah, so that was um so big transfer for talk. Oh, excuse me, y'all. I'm so sorry. Let's talk about let's just talk about some college basketball really quick. Some teams have already put out their upcoming roster. Not rosters, but schedules for this season. I know South Carolina hasn't put theirs out just yet. The first few games have been out, but their roster is not. I mean, their schedule. I don't know why I keep saying roster. Their schedule is not completely finished yet. I do know that the real SEC game will be played in Greenville, South Carolina this November, and I think it's on November 15th. That game is almost sold out. And if you do want seats, you got to sit in the rafters. And if you ever been to Bond Sears, this girl don't sit in rafters anywhere, right? Anyways, that's gonna be a good game because if you don't know, Samuels transferred out of USC. Um, she went into the portal as well, but USC actually has a good recruiting class coming in. They have the number one player. Uh, and then they have Juju Watkins is back. Davidson is back. What was their awesome freshman phenom, and they have a really good recruiting class and a few other people coming back. I think Samuels may have been the only one who went into the portal. Um, so if we're talking about portal wins, I think the Don Staley needs to put on a masterclass. Like seriously, she had zero players into the portal. Not saying she's never had players into the portal, guys. Out of her 18 years at South Carolina, she has had a total of 11 players transfer. And before the transfer portal was popular, she did have players transfer. But now that it's you don't have to sit out, players just transfer every year because one, NIL, so the money. Two, they want to go somewhere where they feel like they can be the superstar or be they want to be the system. Don Staley players buy into her system. Um, this year, I think she was more aggressive with going out and getting scores. I think some of the players at South Carolina stay because they're so loyal to Don and a program. Is Does that make sense all the time? No, but hey, whatever works for them. Um, so if it works, it works. If it don't, then they enter the portal. Um, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if, in my opinion, I honestly, yes, Don got Jordan Lee and Olivia Edwards. But Olivia is an incoming freshman, so she really wasn't. She decommitted from Tennessee to commit to South Carolina. But to me, the biggest winner of the transfer portal would be Coach Yo. Coach Yo, when I say she reloaded, I mean she had maybe two bullets in the chamber. She went and got a she went and filled up all the bullets that you could put in the chamber, hitched that thing and made it a doggone automatic rifle or something. Cause she got baller after baller after baller after baller, and she stretched it. She didn't just look within. Um, so I'm excited to see how that's gonna play out. Y'all let me know what y'all thoughts are. Um, leave it in the comments what you think about the transfer portal, and how it's ending because it's coming to an end. There's still no word on Sarah Chinu, and it is 9:50 on the East Coast. So there's what no lockdown place for her just yet. Um, but let's switch gears real quick. Let's talk about the WNBA preseason debut, guys, and the teams that played. We had Indiana that kicked us off. They set a record, which was a little bit of controversy for some fans and some WNBA people. And I think with this new collective bargaining agreement, they wanted to let the fans know that this is why this agreement is happening. Even though it's been in play for so long and women's basketball has been entertaining, it was a point where it kind of went through a drought. And it went through a drought because they want women's basketball to be like this perfect fairy tale. And if you ask me, basketball or just sports period is not a fairy tale. Not all the time, right? So you put these women up on a pedestal, which is we do all celebrities and all athletes. We put them up here and we expect them to stay up here and be up here all the time. And they're not supernatural people. They're human just like us. So they get sick. They have family members who pass away or they become moms or some of them if you look at the men's perspective, they are dads. Granted, they don't have to do as much as the women because that's what society say they don't have to. But there's some men who do, who are there and they are very hands on, right? So I say all that to say Indiana Fever got um they got 44 national television games. Yo, that is a record. They had the record last year with 41 out of the 44 national games televised. Do I think the WNBA will get backlash for that? Yes, because there are more. Because a lot of people are going to streaming now. I feel as though most of all, especially those teams who put in a show day in and day out, those women who go and they work really hard, they deserve TV time. I mean, that's how they can start building their brand outside of basketball. And I say that because the Las Vegas Aces have been the standard in the WNBA, whether for the last what 5, 6 years, they won 3 out of the last what 5 championships. And so um I felt like they at least deserved an equal amount of games televised. If Indiana has 44, they should have 44. And I get it. Everybody wants to see Caitlin Clark because she's back and she's healthy. Those are the new fans. The fans who've been here. We want to see, I want to see all basketball. I want to see all the teams. Well, I got a couple that I don't care about. But because it's sports, if they're playing somebody I want to watch, I'm going to watch it, right? And even if they're not, I'm still going to go because that's how I build my content. I got to watch the games. On top of that, I love sports, so I'm going to watch it. Even if, especially when I don't have anything to do, I'm going to watch it. A team that I think um should have gotten next to that as well is I think Atlanta deserved more games. I think New York looks totally different, but I think Golden State deserved some of that because for a new um, team to come in and make noise the way they did, I think Natalie Nakase need to be studied. I mean, she came from under Becky and she hit the ground running. I mean, you can't say that about Tyler. Not quite sure what's going on with Tyler. He was a great player development coach, but I think that's where it stands at player development. Um, I'm not quite sure. After this season, if he can't do anything with what he has, Chicago may need to think about um, maybe switching some things up. Um, let's talk about our aces real quick, then I'll come back to Indiana. Uh, they played on um, was it Saturday night? Yeah, they played Saturday night because I tried to make a video. No, they played last night, Sunday night, right? They had the late game, the 8 o'clock game. I keep yawning, y'all. I'm tired. Well, I'm not. I'm not really tired, but I am a little sleepy because I'm usually asleep by now. I'm an early bird. I get up early and I go to bed early. Um, but Asia didn't play. She had her pinky wrapped up, but it's preseason, so who cares? But let me tell you, she came to slay, honey. She was on the bench supporting her team, and I'm gonna tell you guys, Talbert is a little, um, she's not there yet. She's got to get the kinks out, switching and coming on into onto the aces. Cheyenne, same thing. I think she wants so much to, so she wants to do so much so fast, so well that I'm not quite sure she's being patient enough to get the feel for the game. And it's preseason, so at this point, she's got to fight for a spot. But thing is, we have two development spots that need to be filled, or that is going to be filled with somebody on that roster. Dana Evans is out indefinitely, so that means they're putting her out the entire season. Do I agree with that? No, but her leg does need to heal. She had surgery right after the WNBA championship, so she needed to heal. And when she thought she was ready, she went and played Unrivaled and got hurt. Well, I wouldn't say got hurt, but she tweaked what they surgically repaired. Um, and of course, with Unrivaled rules in their insurances, she will still be paid her WNBA salary because Unrivaled pays that. And of course, it'll be that of the salary from the previous year, not with this new collective bargaining agreement salary caps that the players are being paid. Kennedy Carter, y'all. I'm telling you, everybody talking about the draft. I'm going to get to that. The undrafted and the unrestricted free agency, or she wasn't even in the W, but for Spoon to call Becky and like, hey, somebody need to give her a chance. I think that was big of Spoon. Um, but Kennedy is a baller, y'all. And I don't care how many people on here say she's mean, she just that and the third. I think, and I have always thought, she has been the most misunderstood player, and she just needs somebody who can come in there and tell her, give her a hug and say, "Hey, I see you. I get it. This is basketball, and we need to play basketball." And they're gonna help her keep that mindset because Las Vegas Aces have a winning mentality, and it starts from their ownership. They have, to me, I think they have the best owners in the league. Everybody is following behind them, what they created. They want something bigger and better than what Vegas has done. But that guy loves his players. He loves his establishment. Like, he makes sure they have what they need. He set the standard, and people need to remember that. Um, so I think Kennedy Carter did well in the debut against with her in WNBA debut since she set out last WNBA season. Um, well, she played overseas, and she was a total beast overseas, right? Um, I think also she's getting kinks out, and she's learning um, Vegas and Becky's expectation, and I think she's going to get there. Um, I think they brought in Nola Henry as the players' development coach, so I really do believe she's going to help in that area, if that makes sense. Um, the KB lost some weight, y'all. She lost some weight, and she looked like she gotta make that team this year. She need to step her game up. Of course, Jo and Chelsea and the Gold Mamba herself, Jewel Lloyd, they did their thing, as they always, as they should. I think they were a little. They had to sort out their rotations too because of course, they played without their superstar in Asia Wilson. But I think everything is going to play together. I think the rookie Janiyah Barker did good. I think she gave us quality minutes. To be honest with you, I don't see Becky getting rid of anybody or waiving anybody, but I don't know. She might. What are y'all guys' thoughts? Drop it down in the comments, okay? Also, let's go to Indiana real quick, and then I'm gonna hop off because I've been talking for 20 minutes, and my goal is to not ever talk that long. But because I'm the type of person I'll be looking at people's lives or their that they stream, and I'm like, you talk for a whole 58 minutes, you talk for a whole 134 minutes, like that's crazy. But I see how, because if you're like me and you're a lover of sports, you're gonna talk because that's what we do. We love to talk and we love to talk sports, right? So let's talk women's sports is what I'm on here about. I will be talking about other sports as well, but my main focus is women's sports, just to let y'all know. Okay. And I also will be talking about goals on this page. Um, and I already put it out a video on that. So you can go back and watch that. Um, share it, like, comment, and subscribe on that post and this one. Okay. Indiana Fever. Let's get into that, right? My girl, Raven Johnson. I'll tell you, her defense needs to be a masterclass. What she has done over the years defensively has been amazing. And everybody always talk about, well, she can't score, she chokes. Da, 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 da. Listen, when Raven still to me is not playing to her fullest potential. And when you are a freshman coming off of the a winning culture from high school and you go into a winning program as South Carolina started to become, right? And you have to fight for playing time. And then you get hurt the second game of the season. And you put on all this weight, right? So then not only did you gain weight, you lost confidence. Then you come back from the injury. You still heavy. You gotta slowly chug it, getting that weight off. So you're getting that weight off. You're working. You're working. You're working. Your focus has been so much on losing the weight, getting stronger, and not getting injured again. Right. So this year, her senior season, she showed that glimpse of her getting out and getting a bucket and being that go-to player. To me, she is a point guard who is thinks team first, right? And she's that guard that can create her own shot. And she also is a point guard that gets her team involved and she knows how to feed Aaliyah Boston the ball, right? I've seen some people talking about how they need to put Caitlin Clark at shooting guard. I've always said she don't need to be a point guard. If Caitlin Clark stays at point guard, her career will always be with her getting injuries. Reason being, Caitlin is not that top tier defender, right? Ooh, don't shoot me for saying that, right? To I've watched her play, right? And her teams she's been on from Iowa to now in Indiana. Indiana has tamed it a little bit, but in Iowa, she was allowed to just shoot, right? It come with no fundamental shots, no um, thinking shots. Those were shots where, oh, because I got the range, I'm gonna pull up and shoot it. Now she had the confidence that it was gonna go in, and it did. Her shooting percentage is high, but her efficiency rate has always been low. That means you jacking up a whole bunch of shots, and if my teammate is shooting, um, let's say my teammate is shooting 40% from the three, that's 4 from 10 from the three, right? But I'm shooting. Let's say I'm shooting. Um, I don't shot 20 shots. But out of those 20 shots, I've made I made 7 of them, and 4 of them was threes. So I'm going to have a whole bunch of points, but my efficiency is low. So I think they do need a true point guard, like one who don't worry about scoring but can create for her teammates. I mean, I think the Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell's movement off the ball is amazing. So if you have a point guard who can distribute and set up your offense, that's what you should do instead of now transition. That's different. She says she's the best transitional player. I wouldn't say that that's transition because a lot of her shots aren't really in transition. She's getting them off of ball screens or step backs, right? Push off step backs at that. But you debate your mama, not me. Um, and then I think because of that, no one people forgot the true greatness of Aaliyah Boston. I'm trying to fix my stuff. People forgot the true greatness of Aaliyah Boston. And to me, it's important that Raven gets Aaliyah involved because Aaliyah can flat out score. She's a big girl who can score. And she's been working on developing that three a little bit better. So Indiana has a lot to think about. I think Coach Stephanie White likes her. She commentated and called their games during the NCAA tournament. So I think she saw a lot and was ready to get Raven. Because I'm gonna be honest, Raven, Caitlin got her shots during that championship game, but they came on other defenders. Raven shut Caitlin down, and if she would have went to another defensive minded team and coach like Las Vegas, they would have been in big trouble because she knows how to play Caitlin. And everybody say, "Oh, it's more faster, it's more physical." Dawn trains her players for faster and more physical. When they lost to UCLA, they weren't out. They wasn't the UCLA wasn't faster. UCLA wasn't more physical. UCLA was more hungry. They came ready. They came prepared. They weren't afraid. They was shooting. South Carolina gets in this thing where when they're not getting the calls and their defense can't get stops and they can't get out and run and make transitions, they get in their heads too much. But the but again, it goes back to the roster that Dawn is going to build, right? The roster she built is going to be better this year. But I think Raven Johnson is going to make the team. A couple of players have already been waived. Dallas Wings have waived Z Spearman from Tennessee and Cheyenne Sellers. Remember, she came from Maryland. This would be her second season. So, um, not sure if there's any other teams that's looking to pick up Z Spearman or Cheyenne, but Z Spearman will give you that 3-4 because I think she could be able to play the 4-5 position, not the 3-4, but the 4-5 position. I would like to see her get better on her defense, um, and kind of work on some more post up moves. She can shoot. We know that. But if you want a big that can shoot, get her. I think she probably would have did better at Seattle or um, honestly Seattle. Um, Maybe Portland. Portland is the only team I'm skeptical on. I don't know too much about how their roster is going to play out. I didn't watch them this week. Um, the games I really watched was the Fever. I watched LA play, not the Nigerian team. That Nigerian team is pretty good. I got to see Miriam Dowda on the Nigerian team. She, of course, off rebounding and defense is what she does. I want her to be more confident in her offense. I think she's kind of lost sight of that. I think the Los Angeles Sparks look good. I think they look really, really good. That second unit, once they learn exactly what the coach is looking for when they're out there on their own, I think they're going to be just fine. I don't know how many players they have, like as of this past weekend, but if I were them, I would definitely keep that group of people, those groups, and I would have my two development players. So that's my thoughts. I am excited to see the Atlanta Dream. I'm actually about to look at their my messages. I am one of, on their top fans list to receive messages about their incoming season, their rosters, and their games. I am going to try to catch a couple of Atlanta games. I tried to get the game for May 17th when they play Vegas, but that thing sold out quicker than a hot dog at a hot dog stand, quicker than lemonade at a lemonade stand. Like it was crazy. Shoot, them tickets sold out faster than the Chris Brown tickets. That was funny. Y'all should laugh, right? That's what I should have pushed. I'm learning how to use these buttons, so y'all gonna get them at random times. But anyways, that's my take. I am done. Um, So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if there's any other topics, any other teams you want me to talk about, please let me know. I will be coming on here to talk about um, some other news as I get it and as it comes through. So just look out for my post. And I thank you for rocking with me. All right, let's get it. Let's talk. And I'm out. Peace.